month marks 1 year since the historic Live 8 concerts were staged around the world and audiences gathered to lend support for debt relief for Africa. The purpose of the concert was to lobby members of the G8 nations to forgive their debts against the impoverished country so it can use its resources to feed and care for its people. DATA, otherwise known as Debt AIDS Trade Africa, a group trying to bring attention to the AIDS problem in Africa, released a report saying that many nations are failing on their pledges. Live 8 organizer Bob Geldof said that it's imperative that the follow-through be maintained.
We achieved the political result. What we have to do now is ensure that those leaders, and Blair's suspicious of this, usually you get a communique, like in Sea Island you got a communique, Blair made them sign it, so the communique became a contract. Now we have to hold them to that promise, or otherwise it would be a great betrayal of the Live 8 generation, and worse, a great betrayal of the poor in Africa.
Geldof added that he was proud to galvanize support of the musical community and people all around the world to put pressure on politicians to do the right thing.
As it was, people went home euphoric, filled with this sense of possibility that rock and roll gives you. And that, as I said, that boundless yes in the face of their endless no's just pushed. They could, politically impossible to ignore this gale. Politically, they bent in the force of our noisy gale.
The report by DATA was critical of virtually all of the countries, and it indicated that the combined totals of aid plus debt reduction should amount to $5 billion each year. The summit at Gleneagles produced a signed document with goals to alleviate Africa's suffering. Missing the targets would mean that 1.4 million people in Africa will not receive treatment in 2010 for AIDS and other diseases. The U.S. was one of the countries that increased aid to the impoverished nation, along with the UK and Italy. Canada actually decreased aid, Germany shelled out the same amount, and figures were not available for Japan. The Live 8 concert is available on DVD, and it featured Green Day, U2, Paul McCartney, Madonna, and the crown jewel, the reformation of the classic lineup of Pink Floyd.
I can't explain, you will not understand. This is not how I